Salutations! I'm Silver Fae, and welcome back to the next installment of my Winx Club and Tinkerbell WorldSwap series. We're tackling the water fairies this time around. Now, of course, Aisha is a water talent fairy. She is well known for being caring, reliable, and while she stands firm in her beliefs, she is open-minded. She's one of the first ones to stand up for her friends and will defend them fiercely. She's also athletic and loves some friendly competition. Her favorite sport is do-ball. Furthermore, Aisha looks forward to the Pixie Hollow Games every year and is the first to volunteer to play on the Water Talent Fairy team. For Aisha's design, I wanted something a little sporty but also flowy like the dresses a lot of the other Water Talent fairies wear. So I gave her a crop top, which we all know is code for sporty girl, and open-faced flared pants, because I love me some flared pants. I imagined her clothes being made of lily petals, so I incorporated some frills to add some flair. I wanted to keep her iconic green color coding, so I chose a white lily, since the base of their petals are green, and then they fade up to a more pale, borderline white green. I personally love her pants. I wish they were real. I'd wear them constantly. And there she is, Aisha, the Water Talent Fairy. Guys, I have been struggling with these Enchantix outfits ever since Rosetta. I don't know why, but I am struggling so hard. I wanted Silvermist's design to be simple and elegant, so I ended up using a lot of draping for the fabric. I added some pearls as her sparkle, as well as a few raindrop-shaped gemstones. I keep the gradient that they used in her original design for her dress and pulled colors directly from my reference. For her hairstyle, I kept it largely similar to her OG design, with part of it being pulled back in a loose fan bun. For the wings, I gave them some droplet theming, and I also based them loosely off of dragonfly wings. Finally, her pixie dust vial is teardrop-shaped with a pearl stopper. Now, Silvermist gained her Enchantix around the same time as Iridessa. It was only a few hours after Headmistress Clarion sent Iridessa, Tinkerbell, and Fauntleroon when they received a summons from Aquaria. Aquaria is, of course, Silvermist's homeworld. It's a world of vast oceans broken only by the sinuous body of the Leviathan, whose coils span the planet's radius thrice over. It lies dormant, slumbering, and has been so since the beginning of civilized worlds. Its body has been melded into the planet's ecosystem, becoming the foundation for its islands and continents. Cities and towns span its length, an entire world's worth of lives resting squarely upon its back. And recently, there have been tremors. Earthquakes of varying degrees all throughout Aquaria, and according to the letter, the Emperor suspects that the dragon may be stirring. Should it awaken, it would spell disaster. Upon the headmistress's request, Vidya, Rosetta, and of course Silvermist all headed to Aquaria. They arrived in the Grand Empire City that very evening. Upon arrival, both Vidya and Rosetta were forced to stop and admire the city. All around them were small yet grand homes. The Emperor's palace itself rested between the horns of the Leviathan's head like a silvery crown. It was there the three fairies met the Emperor. It was empty in their throne room, except for the three of them, the Emperor, and his advisor. The girls knelt before the covered dais, listening as the advisor relayed the Emperor's will. According to the Empire's own investigative team, a strange aura has been plaguing the top of the shattered spire. When they tried to investigate further, they were attacked by a cloaked figure who shot lightning, which is why they sent for aid from Althea. After the meeting with the Emperor, the girls were sent outside, where they met their guide for the journey to the shattered spire, a young man Silvermist happened to know from childhood named Rain. After introductions, the group began their journey. The sun had climbed to its pinnacle in the sky by the time they reached the foot of the spire. "Oh my," Rosetta murmured, staring up in awe. "It's hard to believe that this is part of a living creature." "Yeah, Vidya admitted. "I'm still wrapping my head around it all." Silvermist glanced back at them and grinned. I sometimes forget how overwhelming it can be." Silence followed her comment as the group unanimously turned their eyes skyward. "Well," Vidya sighed, "I guess we should continue up there. I can carry Rain." The poor boy, who stood a few feet away, immediately paled. "Carry?" he twittered. As in flying?" "We have wings for a reason." "Actually, Vidya," Silvermist interjected, "we can't fly up there. It's far too cold for our wings. They could ice over." "Right," Rain agreed, letting himself relax again. "We have to use the path. Don't worry, I have cloaks for everyone." After Rain passed out the cloaks, the group began their ascent, though they didn't arrive at the peak until the next morning. The group crested the peak with the sun, which rose behind them, casting their shadows across the stone and over the cloaked figure at the center of the plateau, huddled within the shade of the jagged rock. Something glowed within the palms of the stranger's hands as they muttered incoherently. While they couldn't hear the incantation, all three girls could feel the power that seeped through the words. The cloaked figure glanced back at the group, still muttering, and lightning leapt from their fingertips. Everyone scattered. The girls transformed as Rain ducked behind a rocky outcrop. Rosetta and Vidya split up, flanking the cloaked figure and dodging and blocking lightning strikes with their spells, each vying for the enemy's attention. Their foe backed away, weaving around, trying to get both girls in their line of sight. All the while, they kept muttering, clutching the glowing artifact in their fist. Then it pulsed, and another tremor shook the world. Silvermist stumbled as Aquarius shook beneath her, nearly sending her tumbling out of her hiding spot. Vidya and Rosetta had recovered quickly and were slowly herding the cloaked figure closer. Silvermist waited patiently, then something moved in the corner of her eye, and she snapped her head around to see Rain slip behind a nearby outcropping. He appeared out from the shadows of his covert, eyeing their enemy's clenched fist. Panic shot through her, but she forced herself not to call out to him. The cloaked figure was drawing closer, almost close enough to... Rain exploded into motion, lunging from the shadows and slamming into the cloaked figure. He grabbed their arm, prying the glowing artifact from their fingers. The amulet clattered to the ground, but as Rain lunged forward, the figure kicked him away, right toward the cliff. Silvermist's scream mingled with his as she grabbed him, throwing her weight back to try and pull him to safety as he teetered on the edge. But gravity had other plans. The two of them were yanked off the side. Silvermist's wings buzzed as she tried to keep she and Rain aloft, but they were already iced over. The two of them dropped, and as they plummeted, Silvermist found herself clinging to Rain. She shielded his body with her own as the ground rushed to meet them. He was screaming, though she could barely hear it over the wind rushing in her ears. However, she could read his lips, and she swore he was saying no over and over again. She squeezed her eyes shut. Then something pulsed within her, power flooding her, bursting from her with a blue and silver radiance. She waited, but the impact never came. Instead, she felt like she was floating. She cracked an eye open and found herself hovering, still holding Rain, who watched her with an awed expression. She set him down, promising she'd come back for him, and shot back into the air. Her wings didn't ice over this time, for she asked it not to. She found Vidya and Rosetta wrapped in their cloaks near where she'd fallen. Rosetta was crying, and the cloaked figure was nowhere to be seen. "Is everything okay?" Silvermist asked. The two girls whipped around, and Silvermist nearly found herself knocked to the ground as the pair tackled her. And that's Silvermist, fairy of flowing water and guardian of Aquaria. Hello again. Welcome to the end. I am truly thankful for you having stayed this long. I'm sorry if my reading was halted and a bit hesitant. I get so nervous when I'm recording, and despite having a script, I tend to stumble over my words. But I do really appreciate you staying till the end. Anyway, don't forget to like and leave your thoughts. Today's emoji is a raindrop, so even if you don't have much to say, I'd love it if you'd leave a couple raindrops in the comment section below. Let's make it rain. Thank you so much for watching. Whopping? Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye!